I remember going to youth camps, and the ministers would harp on video games and all kinds of entertainment, music, and all kinds of stuff that was not in normal circles. This stuff was not viewed as demonic and evil and going to control your soul or your mind. But these ministers would start pressuring the kids to do things with the entertainment that their parents had purchased for them. And I guess we'll let this next minister say for themselves how they think the kids should handle these video games.
Oh, Mom, I can't get over these video games, man.
Kill them. Your dad got a hammer? How about a crowbar? Yeah? Okay, put them on a table and take that crowbar.
They're not my games.
Yeah, your games.
What?
Kill him, man. Kill him dead. So this guy is clearly in category 2, the category where there is some history behind it. He may not understand the video games, but I mentioned in the 40s, New York City banned the pinball machines. Well, the way that they enacted this, the mayor participated with the police, and they actually took sledgehammers and they just smashed the heck out of these things and dumped them. What was left of the remains, they dumped it into the rivers in the city and polluted the rivers. And, so that's in the early days, and you can kind of understand why New York City did this. You had these kids who were very poor, who were working in factories, who, they're spending their money, and the family needs the money. So I kind of get it. But then what happened gets kind of funny. Pinball machines got banned from New York all the way to Los Angeles. Los Angeles in 1939 banned the banned the pinball machines. And what happened is, you've got this wide swath of the United States that you cannot play pinball because it started out because the kids might waste their money, but it turned into this thing where we don't know why we banned it. That's the way it is. We've always banned it. It wasn't until the Supreme Court of California overturned this in 1974.
Wow.
That's pretty late, right? And even worse, even funnier, there are cities in different rural areas in the United States that continued to ban these pinball machines, and they didn't know why. They're like, we've always done it, so let's just keep doing it. Kokomo, right. Indiana, it wasn't until December of 2016 that Kokomo unbanned them. We're talking, this day and age, most people don't even want to play pinball, right? And so what happened was, you've got these ministers who remember smashing these things, and they told their kids, and their kids became preachers, and then their kids there's this long history of let's smash the games because the games are fun. And it ended up, we don't know why we're smashing them, but let's do it because that's what we've always done.
Yeah. And one of the things that, this brings up, like I was said in the introduction to this clip, this brings up a lot of memories for me of youth camps and stuff like that. And if there's anyone watching this show right now that went to any of these youth camps, they know what I'm talking about. And you'd have a lot of ministers who would encourage you to burn your CDs, burn your games, get rid of your movies, destroy the TV in your home, get rid of all that, because that's all demonic and it's all taking control of your mind. And, you need to be in this word and you need to be getting closer to this word. And it's going to keep you from catching a rapture if you play these video games or listen to this music. And one of the things that, growing up and getting older, back then I didn't really see this, but as I get older and I actually have a job and I pay for my own stuff, I think about how my parents would have felt if I'd have came home and just set fire to all my video games that they had purchased for me, because they had taken their hard-earned money and they had decided it's okay for me to have this video game, and they purchased it for me. But I'm in the backyard setting it all on fire, and I say, my minister told me that this is what I should do to get into heaven. I see a lot of problems there, and I imagine my parents would have had a lot of problems with that as well.
Yeah, I can't even imagine. I mean, well, first off, you know, the parents in a normal, non-cult, non-authoritative frame of mind, a normal Christian church is going to teach a person the skills that they need to continue through life as they enter into adulthood and get children of their own. And so you don't lead by forcing, you lead by explaining why we do what we do and leading someone to accept the belief as though it's something that is good and helpful to them, not just, you can't do that and I'm going to go destroy everything that you have. You know, whenever you do this to a kid, you know as well as I do, James, if the kid doesn't understand why you're doing it and you're doing it in a way that hurts them, like this, you know, if you destroy the video games, they're not going to enter into adulthood and even accept what you've done to them. They just see you as this, you know, this person who took their fun away. That's all they see.
It is so sad because, you know, I've examining some of these things and going into some of these topics. I mean, we could go on for hours just using clips of ministers saying all sorts of crazy things. So we have to trim it down. We have to find only a few. But, you know, I mean, I've even seen ministers, just go off on all unhinged rants on video games. And, you know, it's sad because we've examined all sorts of entertainment in the show so far. And just when you put it all together, when you put all the various, thoughts of all the different kinds of entertainment that kids are able to interface with in the message, which is very few and all about none, depending on which church you go to. It's so sad because you see kids being robbed of innocent fun, and it's like, you could think of, that you could think of so many examples of like movies or different things like that where you're like, well, maybe it shouldn't be for kids, but there's so many things out there that kids shouldn't have any problem, interfacing with. And, one of the things that I was completely shocked to see was a minister, ranting on Minecraft. And I was like, okay, well, I got to see this. I got to see what's going on here because this just doesn't seem logical here. But let's let the minister speak for himself and take a look.
As believers, I don't believe we should let our children be playing all of these games that are on these devices, because I don't think you're going to find any born-again Christians doing, Minecraft or War of the Worlds or whatever those things are. In fact, I did some research on that and find out that one of the most popular writers of those games is a drug addict who constantly would just get himself as high as he could get and still function, and then stay up for 36 hours straight under an anointing and write those games. And